In the beginning of the story, we see Leela, who is an English teacher. Leela's husband used to beat her, and she had to endure a lot. Leela was fed up with all this and took a divorce from her husband. But Leela was still in deep sadness. In search of peace and a new opportunity for herself, she left her city and came to a new city and started working as an English teacher in the high school there. Today is her first day at Leela's school. The principal introduces Leela to the history teacher and tells her to drop her to her classroom. On the other hand, we see a 19-year-old boy named Jason. He lives with his family. His family consists of his mother, father, a younger sister, and an elder brother. They are from a middle-class family, for whom running a house is very challenging. Jason's elder brother used to sell drugs to earn more money, but one day he was caught and went to jail. Because of this, Jason's parents want Jason to avoid such mistakes. That's why they keep telling him to concentrate on his studies. However, Jason is not good at studying, because of which his parents are always worried about him. Jason has been expelled from other schools many times before. Now Jason also sells drugs to earn more money so that he can get his younger sister admitted to school. After this, Leela teaches the children in the class. Jason also studies in the same school and always sits on the last bench in the classroom. He does not feel like studying. He spends most of his time with his friends in drugs and late at night outside the house. Here, when Leela is alone during lunch break, the PT teacher Andrew comes to her. Andrew smiles and says that your teaching method is different and interesting. Leela smiles politely, and there is a light conversation between the two. At night, Leela talks to her mother on the phone. Leela had a slight pain in her voice because she was feeling the loneliness of being away from her family. The next day, after school break, Jason comes to Leela and says that he needs help in writing an essay. On this, Leela says what the topic is. He says, "I have to write about myself." But Jason says that he can't tell anything about himself. On this, Leela says, "You can share this with him, and it will be limited to this. With this, I will be able to understand my students better." Jason doesn't want to tell anyone about himself, so he leaves. Leela starts following him. Then the history teacher comes there and says that such students can't do anything. But Leela says, "My job is to teach all the students well." The next day, Leela is looking at the files of all the students. Then she finds out that Jason is new in this school, and his academic performance is very bad. Leela is very worried about Jason, so she decides to pay a lot of attention to him to improve his performance. After this, all the students start reciting their written poems. When it's Jason's turn, he recites his poem in a hesitant voice. There was a deep pain and truth in his poem. Leela really likes his poem. After the class is over, Leela praises Jason's poem and says, "Your poem was very good. If you pay attention to your studies, you will get good marks." Hearing this, Jason is very happy. The next day, when Leela is in school, Andrew comes to her and tells her to go to the pub to chill at night. Leela listens to him. After that, both of them are dancing in a pub at night. Here, Jason is also with his friends. He is very happy to see Leela enjoying, and he also wants to learn dance. After this, Leela sits in the car and leaves from there. The next day, Leela sees that Jason is roaming outside his class bunker. She doesn't like this thing. When Jason comes to the class, Leela tells him not to bunk the class next time. Here, Leela tells Jason, "I want to take an extra 30-minute class for you after the school is over so that you can solve your study problems." Jason agrees to this. After that, he starts taking Leela's class. Jason keeps looking into Leela's eyes. and he had started liking her over time, and he can't take his eyes off her, but Leela is unaware of the fact that Jason likes her. At night, Leela is very sad. She is very lonely and sad in her life. She needs a person who can understand her. That's when Jason comes to Leela's house. His nose is bleeding, and there are bruises on his face. Leela lets him come inside the house. Here, Jason tells her that he can't go home in this condition, so he will clean himself and leave. Here, when Leela asks him how did this happen to him, Jason says that it was just a small fight. Then he starts cleaning himself and leaving. But Leela says that it's raining now, so I will drop you home in the car. Jason agrees, and Leela takes him in the car and leaves. On the way, Leela asks Jason about his family, but he refuses to tell her, because he doesn't want to tell her about his family. After this, Jason takes him to a place and comes out of the car. Then he asks Leela to come out. From here, they see the city, which looks very beautiful. Jason tells Leela that I saw you dancing in the pub, and I want you to teach me how to dance. He tries to touch Leela in the name of dancing, but she moves back and tells him that this is wrong. We are teachers and students, and this should not happen again. But somewhere, he also likes to spend time with Jason, but Leela keeps this a secret. After this, Leela drops him home and leaves. The next day, Jason's mother sees the test results at home, in which Jason's numbers are better than before. Seeing this, Jason's mother is happy and asks Jason. He tells her that this happened because of the new teacher in the school. Knowing this, the mother says, I will thank her in the next parent-teacher meeting. While Jason is looking at Leela's photo on social media, he is very attracted to her. Leela is in the same pub with Andrew at night. Here, Jason is also with his friend, and he keeps looking at Leela. Andrew asks Leela about her first husband, and he also asks her why she got divorced. Leela gets worried about all these questions and goes to the bathroom. Jason also follows her. When Leela comes out, Jason kisses her. Leela also can't stop herself and kisses her because she is also attracted to him. But when she realizes that all this is wrong, she stops him. Then she comes to Andrew and tells him that his mother is sick and she has to talk to him about something important. That's why she is going. Leela says this and starts going. Jason also follows her. Here, Andrew has a history teacher who likes him. Jason comes to the door of Leela's house, but Leela tells him that she doesn't want to meet him, and he should leave. But he says that he just wants to talk for a while and apologize. Hearing this, Leela opens the door and tells him what's in her heart. But Leela lies to him that she doesn't like him. Then Jason says that if you don't like me, then when I kissed you, why did you kiss me? On this she says that it was my mistake. Here Jason kisses her, and this time Leela can't stop herself. Here, Leela knows that she has started loving him. There is a lot of age gap between the two of them, but even then, they loved each other a lot. That's why they continue this relationship. Leela tells Jason not to tell anyone about this relationship. Jason agrees. Then Leela tells him that whatever happened between them will not happen again. Hearing this, Jason starts laughing. After this, Jason goes to some people with whom he supplies drugs. Those people tell him to supply more drugs. Here, when Leela is in school, a history teacher comes to her and tells her that she likes Andrew. That's why she stays away from him. Then she takes extra classes from Jason. Meanwhile, he tries to kiss Leela, but she stops him and tells him that we can't do this in front of everyone, and no one should know about us. Jason agrees to her and tells him to close his eyes. When Leela closes her eyes, Jason gifts her a chain. Seeing this, Leela is very happy. At night, Leela tells her mother on the phone that she likes someone, but he is younger than her. Her mother wants Leela to marry a person who can keep her happy. The next day, Leela goes out with Jason, and they spend time by the lake and have a lot of fun. Also, Jason clicks some photos with Leela on his phone. Here, Jason asks Leela why she has come to this city. Leela says that when I got married, my husband used to hit me. That's why I decided to get a divorce and come here. Hearing this, Jason feels very bad, and he tells her that he will never hurt her. After this, they go back to their home. When Jason goes to take a shower at his home, his mother checks Jason's phone, and she sees some photos of Leela and Jason together. The next day, a parent-teacher meeting takes place in the school, where Leela goes to ask Andrew for a file. Andrew gives her the file and says that we are good friends, and if you ever want to move forward in a relationship, you can talk to me. I am always ready for you. Leela leaves without saying anything. Here Jason's mother sees Leela talking to another parent, which makes her very upset because she had seen photos of Jason and Leela, and she understands that Jason